Hi there, my name is Big V. Welcome. It's Thursday evening, the night before Valentine's Day, February 13th of 2020. It's Thursday evening. That means it's the Frank R. Wallace call. Charlie Moore is ill, so he will not be mentoring tonight. It will be two ladies. You know how two ladies work. Anyways, I don't expect this to be the most top-notch mentor call of all time. These mentors that you're going to hear are still in a learning progress, and so it's very interesting how the societies went. So that's the way I want to take it. So you're going to hear Juanita and another lady mentoring the Frank R. Wallace material. We'll see how good they do here tonight, the night before Valentine's Day. By the way, I just want to say happy Valentine's Day to all who may be watching this video on Friday or over the weekend. By the way, I just want to make a comment here. Anyone that makes comments below this link, please be sure that you're respectful in your comments. I have removed posts because the comments have nothing to do with what's being talked about. I don't care if you disagree or you agree, or you think they're, the Masons or whatever. I could care less. Okay? I want you to understand, I do not care. But it has to do with something, it has to be within the call. If your comment does not relate to the call, I am going to remove your post and your comment. I'm not going to bullshit you any. Okay? So if your post is talking about the Jews and all that crap, I'm going to remove your post instantaneously. Okay? And if I can block you, I will do it. So make sure when you post, I don't care if you disagree with the call or not, but please be respectful when you post your comments. Okay? You can say it's a load of shit. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. But please, don't talk about the Jews. Don't get into religion on my wall. I'm asking you nicely not to do it. But if you do it, I'm going to remove your post. And if I can block you from making any further comments, that's exactly what I'll do. So, so here we go with the Thursday night call. By the way, they're going through the announcement. They go through this every week. They waste about 20 minutes, 25 minutes in talking this bull crap when we need to get into the material. I don't understand it, but that's the way it is. Serious question was asked last week. Do you trust the mentors in the society? I would say not. I don't trust them. I don't trust the mentors at all. Personally, I enjoy going to the call, but do I trust them in mentoring the material to me? No, I don't. So there you have my opinion on it. 12 Visions Party, that's a big scam in itself. That's a load of shit. And I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon as well. The 12 Visions Party is a selective group of people. Regular members in the Neil Think Society will never, any ideas they have will be tossed out the window. It will not be even considered with regular members. It's a selected handful of members that are involved with the 12 Visions Party. Charlie Moore will be in the process. Juanita will be in the process. And probably this lady that's mentoring right now is going to be in the process of picking ideas for the 12 Visions Parties down the road if they ever get that thing off the ground. So, regular members think if they have an input on whatever in the 12 Visions Party, they're bullshitting themselves because it's not true. I've been in a society since 2010, and it's always been a handful selected members. It's a selected group of people that run the 12 Visions Party. Myself and others, our ideas will never be considered. By the way, back in 2012 and beyond that, 2011, 2010, 2009, or 2009, 2010, any members that had ideas, they were tossed out the window immediately. It always was Steve Fagan's ideas or was one of the senior mentors or top-notch, people in the society. Their ideas were taken and ran with. And then they used and we're going to go to the call. They're just going through their announcement. Then they used a 10 or 15 second miracle thing, and they used that as an excuse. Steve Fagan did that back when he was alive. He used a 10-second miracle, and then they took someone else's idea that came up on a call, and this lady wanted to do some kind of magazine, but that idea never went any further. And then Steve Fagan had an idea about doing a newspaper and blah, 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 and he claimed it was a 10-second miracle. So that was a bullshit story in itself. So that's the kind of dirty stuff that the Neothink Society does to start with. I don't appreciate it. I rather see members run the call than these mentors, to be honest with you, because 12 Visions Party takes the whole group to run the 12 Visions Party, not just a selected handful of members to run the 12 Visions Party. It takes a whole group, it takes everyone to run it. They're talking about the San Diego event on April 18th. It's $200 right now if you want to buy tickets. $250 near the end of this month. It will be $250. My question is it really worth going to this event? No. Because all it is they're going to do a bunch of presentations, and plus you don't even get a free dinner with it. Or you don't even get a free beer with it. $200? Give me a break. You don't even get a t-shirt or a hat with it? Forget it. I'm not going to it. So that's my opinion about that. So we're going to see what happens on April 18th. That's what they're talking about. This is Big V. Welcome to Thursday night. I'm going to let you listen in to the advertisement. And by the way, if you're wondering what book I'm reading currently in 2020, I'm reading The Super Puzzle by Mark Hamilton, which is known as the Miss Annabelle Secrets. This is the first book I'm reading. So that's the book I'm reading. There's a couple other books I'll share with you here. I'm reading those 3 books right there. There's 3 big books right there that I'm reading. You can't see it because the light is very dim in this apartment right now, because I don't have bright lights right at this time. I don't have my bright lights on. I have dim lights on. So let's go to this nonsense advertisement call right now. Talking about this nonsense. It's 5:15 p.m. here in the Pacific Northwest, and they have not even started mentoring the call yet. So let's go listen to this bullshit story about April 18th, San Diego, $200, blah, 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 and we'll see what goes on with this, okay? So here you go. Enjoy.
Awesome. Every time hearing about it. It's different from everybody, but they're all so they're definitely positive and helpful. The literature is all about releasing your potential, becoming happy, just happy with life. And what we do, you have the people in this society that are really digging in and participating to share different concepts of the literature that we are learning as we evolve, through this. Amazing, it's like a university, but it's the university of the civilization of the universe. We're no limits. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but we have, with Neothink, you have no dogma, you have nothing holding you back. It's been a long road for me, specifically. I've gotten the books many years ago, and my understanding of it has gotten so much better from the beginning. And a big piece of that, besides my own study on it and my own experimenting, has been coordinating and interacting with other Neothink members. You learn so much from just getting in touch with other people and sharing your ideas of your understandings of things, and then hearing their understandings of things around that. And it makes it so much clearer, gets you over the sticking points. And the fun part is you're creating. You get to a point, it's so much fun creating with these people, because we have we have the child of the past alive and well, and you can't see that in too many people. And at these events, you're just in a room full of those special individuals. It's amazing. We'll have an awesome agenda lined out. There's a lot to it. So many details on the powerful concepts, integrated honesty, neo-thinking itself, creativity, the limitless thinking, and how that applies, how you can use that to grow and to profit from it, or just get more happy from it. Not be so much in a box, but be yourself. Without a dishonest mysticisms. And that's to me, I'm still learning that. I'm still getting rid of a lot of mysticisms, and I think always will be. This is an event to make that whole process faster, easier, and with a lot of fun with the people doing it with you. So those concepts, neo-eating, biological immortality, the mini-days, power thinking concepts, all the 114 advantages, we're going to touch on, of course, pieces of those. Mark Hamilton wrote a letter to Larry Johnson, who is a longtime neo-thinker for life. And he has this letter from Mark Hamilton, and he's going to share it. I can't wait to hear it. Larry does such a good job not sharing that with anybody, and I'm so close to him, and he won't let me think too much about the letter because I want to know what's in it. But he's got it on totally away in his vault, and he's going to share it with everybody for the first time at the event. Only he knows what it says, but it's from Mark Hamilton, so it's the closest next thing we can do to hearing from the awesome author, alive still from the Prime Literature. So that's going to be all going on. We have fun activities that we're lining up around it for people that are going to stay and make a whole vacation out of it, starting from Friday when you come to the hotel. For the people there, we're working on getting a little movie night get-together. That's not definite with the movie night, but we're really working on it, and I'm confident we will find a way. But we can all meet together at the hotel, the people that will be there. Saturday, it's just so intense with all the activities. And then Sunday, we're coordinating a trip to the San Diego Zoo, among other activities, too. So that's all happening. Those activities are separate. The event itself, it's 9 to 5 on that Saturday. And again, it's Saturday, April 18th, 2020, and the event location is at the Humphreys Half Moon Inn, and that's in San Diego, California, address 2303 Shelter Island Drive. All those details are on the Eventbrite page, and Eventbrite, you can go there to click a link to get there. There's no link, but you can put it in the browser. Just go to eventbrite.com, and that's eventbrite.com, event, and then Bright, spelled BRITE.com. And if you go there, just search for Embrace Your Essence Workshop, and it's happening in San Diego, and it will come up. The direct address, if you punch in this, you'll go right there. It's 2020 EYE.eventbrite.com. And again, Bright in Eventbrite is BRITE.com. It's $250 for the ticket for the whole day. We have the early bird special going on. It ends this month. It's going on until the 27th of February. It drops it down to $200. And guests are $100. So if you want to bring anybody, please do. It's only $100 for them. And if they write your name when they sign up in the notes, the person they're a guest of gets $50 off. So it's encouraging everybody to bring as many people as they want and can, and they'll get a better deal on it. Of course, we're trying to make this accessible and make it so that it's as affordable to do it, so we can all party together, really, in this environment. The other thing is a vendor table. If you want to share anything there, you have a business or an idea and you want to share it with the people there, we'll have a table. You'll have the table for the whole event, and we have a vendor spotlight segment throughout the agenda, so you'll have a chance to come up on stage and tell people about what you're interested in for 5 minutes. So that's there. The telephone number in case to reach us if you have any questions, it's 800-997-7970. 800-997-7970. And Juanita, Karen, you guys are so helpful with the team, us all working together. I'm sorry to this is so much information, so I have to kind of figure out how I can fit it in all. And I always take
take your time, Sage, because this is vital information. It's like our vital signs, because this is how we all connect and get to see each other face to face. So this is powerful. You just take your time and get it all out there. And if you need help with this,
we're almost done. Thank you. I will. So the last part is the hotel. If you want to get tickets, I know Juanita is helping people coordinate to save more money. If you want to book with somebody, you can definitely do that. Just talk to Juanita, and she will coordinate that. Juanita, if you want to share that telephone number, I'm sorry, I still don't have it.
Yes, well, no, that's okay. That's okay, Sage. Yes, because I've been on the phone today with members that are they're getting on the list. It's great. They're wanting to stay 3 or 4.
So that's what they're advertising, and it's 523, and they have not gotten into any of Franco Wallace's material. That's nonsense. You pay good money for a book, and they do all this crap of advertising, and every week we're going to probably hear this. About April 18th, about $200, $250, blah, 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 and on we go. And a special letter from Mark Hamilton. You know what? I think that special letter is a made-up letter by Larry Johnson, the little money scam artist. I'm gonna tell my personal feelings. If I was there and I said hogwash, that's bullshit. A personal letter from Mark Hamilton. That's a load of crap. Why isn't that letter mailed to all the members to read for themselves? That's a good question to ask. So we're gonna go back to the call.
That out when you call that hotel. You just say that you get that discounted rate, which I think is $159, of course, before taxes and stuff. The number to the hotel too, in case it's 619-224-3411. 619-224-3411. But just come if you've never been to one and you want to really find out if Neo Think can help you. I think there's no question that is the showcase event where you can meet the most people face to face, like Juanita said, at one time, and it has the power to really change you, and lives have changed from it, from the past ones, and it's just it's a huge celebration. Among all that agenda stuff, we break bread together. You have a beautiful hotel to be at, and we'll be dining together for at least the lunch period then, and we're planning a dinner after the event, separate dinner of course at the hotel, but we're coordinating all that, so it just ends up being a very special occasion for a special group of people. So Karen, if you want to add anything there, you don't have to, just wanted to not ride over you with all this stuff.
Oh yes. If you have any questions about it, we have an 800 number you could call, and that is 800-997-79.
I would ask if the letter from Mark Hamilton is a real letter, or did Larry Johnson make it up?
7970. If you have any questions, and that's a specific number just for this event to call. I think. Absolutely. Yeah, I believe Charlie's the one that answers. Just leave your name, your number, and a message, and Charlie will get back with you on that.
Yeah.
You need help getting
Thank you
tickets
so much,
or
guys.
or anything like that. So.
Yes. Yep. Leave any questions and anything you need, and we will get back to you one way or another and make sure you have those answers. Thank you so much, Karen, for sharing that. And that's it, guys. I can't wait to see everybody.
That's it. I felt like I was already at the event. I felt like I was already there. I'm like, oh, is that it? Is that it, Sage? Because that's how you get. I get excited just helping out with the rooms because I'm going, oh, it's almost tomorrow. We got to get this done. Okay.
Yes.
So, thank you, Sage, for coming on, and I want to just add something to your event. The event that these gentlemen put on is life-changing. When Sage says it's life-changing, he's not just blowing smoke. It's life-changing because you never know how you're going to have that breakthrough. And I know that these men, when they put an agenda together, I've seen an outline of it that he's got so far, and it's jam-packed. So you're going to get your money's worth and more because these events like this that I've been to in Vegas and not NeoThink events, these type of events are like sometimes $1,000 to get in. But these men make it affordable, and they're taking the time, the effort, and they're flying out west. So we're going to see the Jersey. I hope you're from Jersey too, sir. I hope the Jersey guys are coming to San Diego. Okay.
Can't wait.
Okay.
We will be there.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sage. Yeah, thank you, Sage. All right. So, Karen, are you ready to help me roll out the carpet tonight? We have some exciting work to do. So we're on chapter 33 of the Dr. Frank R. Wallace book. I'm in sorry about that. I got interrupted. Right now I'm in the Prime Discovery, and I'm in book 4 on page 285, and I am on You Will Become Zon. I'm going to just read the 6 protocols that's at the first of the book, and then we're going to talk about this. It's called Consider the Following 6 Points. And you got to remember Dr. Frank R. Wallace. He was a man of his convictions. And when I look at this You Will Become Zon, that's what we're all going to become when we get past what Sage was brought up, the mysticisms. We're all dealing with mysticisms, and every day we work towards that effort of just being free of them, because as Dr. Wallace points out, the mysticism is the disease of the mind. So he put in place for us to consider the following 6 points. 1, Zon is the measure of all conscious beings. 2, Zon is disconnected from every aspect of any anti-civilization. 3, parasitical elites have created a dishonest, violent anti-civilization on Earth. They each will unhesitantly lie, make war, commit crimes, murder, even mass murder, to continue their destructive livelihoods and increase their power usurpations. 4, one finds eternal freedom by disconnecting from Earth's anti-civilization. Such a disconnection switches one from this anti-civilization into the civilization of the universe, the Sea of You, where we're at right now. And 5, no part of any anti-civilization is redeemable or correctable. 4, nothing is redeemable or correctable from illusions based on non-reality. Fully integrated honesty with its wide scope reality banishes all such illusions. And 6, daybreak does not at once replace the darkness. Thus, the civilization of the universe will not at once replace Earth's anti-civilization. In both cases, a seeming glow comes first. Then light breaks across the darkness. All becomes visible, clear, a peaceful civilization of eternal prosperity and exciting romance here on Earth. And before I ask Karen for her comments on this, I just want to say that Dr. Wallace was such a romantic type of man, and I have to say that because he took romance serious, and it was every day he looked at it this way, and he looked at the eternal prosperity of all of us. When we take our quiet power, which he was a quiet man, our quiet power, and we connect with our Zon, our inner child, and we connect to the universe. Dr. Wallace was so innocent. When I spoke with his widow, Rosa Marie, her smile just melted me, but she talked about Dr. Wallace's innocence. So he was a fully integrated, honest man. And he saw things differently. And when he felt his Zon, which we have our God man, and then we move to our Zon, that should be our ultimate goal, because I believe it's the soul, our soul, and our soul never dies. So we should always feel that eternal happiness. And these 6 protocols are so profound that I don't know, I live by them. I just have that happiness within me every time I think about my Zon coming to life again. And I know when I interact like with Sage through text or something, since he's on here listening, I hope he still is, we always connect with each other saying Zon brother, Zon sister. Because we have to believe in ourselves for the most part to become that Zon within. And that is the difference in who we are. And that is so powerful to have that Zon power back within you. And this is what we're striving for together, and how we will become our Zon. And Karen, do you want to comment?
When I first read Zon is the measure of all conscious beings, it reminded me of when I grew up as a Christian. People would say, "Oh, well, I'm better than that person. You know, I'm more Christian or whatever. You know, I followed the rules or whatever they were. Better than that person." Or they compare themselves to somebody that was at a higher level than them and followed the rules better than they did, and so, you know, they didn't think they were as good as that person. And I always heard growing up that if you're going to compare yourself to someone, you need to compare yourself to the ultimate person in that particular organization. And that would have been Jesus, who, you know, he was the ultimate Zon God-man. And if we were going to compare ourselves to somebody, then we needed to compare ourselves to him. He was the measure of, you know, everyone that was a Christian. And Dr. Wallace says that Zon is the measure of all conscious beings. So if you have to compare yourself to Zon. That is your standard. And the Zon is, you know, free from mysticism. And the next couple of pages, whether we get that tonight or you and Charlie do it next week, it talks about the characteristics of Zon. And, you know, if you're going to compare yourself to somebody, you know, oh, I'm better than that person, or, you know, I'm at a higher level than that person, and you're thinking, no, compare yourself to the ultimate measure, which is Zon. that is your standard. So I wanted to put that forth.
Well, that was excellent, Karen. You gave a great example, yes, because this is not, we should never compare ourselves with someone else, because we're all value creators here. We're all with our Zon within us. And it's, to me, I feel like it's been laid dormant because the parasitical elite, everything out there, the illusions that we deal with every day that Dr. Wallace talks about in this literature, they have had a way of dumbing us down and burying that Zon, that happiness. I believe that Zon and happiness is connected, because every time I feel the happiness, I feel the vibration of the universe, and we should have that 24/7, not because somebody wants to compare themselves to you, that they're at a higher level or this level, because we're all beautiful beings, and we're conscious beings that are, you know, here it says, I treasure the soul of each human being. That's how Dr. Wallace felt. His thoughts were very powerful. That's how he felt about it. He felt so strong about it that he wrote all this down to share it with the universe and the world. So we have so much to be grateful for, to know that we can live in that sea of you with our Zon, and it is an eternal happiness that lasts forever. And you can go on to the next one. I think Charlie, he wants us to get through some of this.
Number 2, Zon is disconnected from every aspect of the Indian anti-civilization. And, you know, that's what Charlie tells us, that in the Miss Annabelle story, at one point, the reporter was looking around, and he was saying, these people, they lived in the anti-civilization, but they were never part of it. They disconnected themselves from it, and that's what we need to do. We need to start disconnecting ourselves, like you and Charlie always say. We need to disconnect from all the insanity of what's going on in the government. You know, we can, you know, maybe spend 5 or 10 minutes looking through things and you know, to see what's going on, but you know, watching it all day long, and I go over to my client's house in the morning, and it's they're listening to the news, and she has that on all day long, and I'm going, oh man, how do you start out the day with you know, and all this negative and all this crazy stuff, and you know, trying to scare everybody, and you know, fear mongering, and you know, everything like that. It's like, disconnect from that. Your life is so much more peaceful, and it reminds me, you know, now that they've got 24-hour news, it's like, it reminds me of when I used to go over to my grandmother's, you know, and spend 2 or 3 weeks in the summertime, and she would watch the soap operas. And she would take me places like to the zoo and stuff, so she would miss her soap operas. And we would come back a couple of days later, and it was still in the same place. You could just catch right up, you know, because, you know, the drama was still in the same place. And it's the same thing with the news. You know, you can, you know, see it for a few minutes on TV one day, and then 4 days later, you know, you haven't seen it, and you go back to watch it, and they're still talking about the same thing. So I can't imagine listening to it 24 hours a day, or you know, the whole time you're awake. Disconnect from some of that stuff. Disconnect from, you know, you need to know what's going on in the world. You know, you don't want to just stick your head in the sand, but you don't need to be engrossed in the civilization of, you know, the anti-civilization all the time. You need to, you know, just like monitor it and you know, step back from it as much as possible.
Yes, and you know, I love how Dr. Wallace, he boxes in things that he knows is very important for us to understand about what Azan is in, and he says here that you control existence, and you are invulnerable. You are Zon. That means you're not vulnerable anymore to all the illusions out there, because you control that existence in which you live in. And it's very important that we do that, because with this literature, you have leverage. You have leverage over everything. There's no one or anything out there that once you're moving forward with that fully integrated, honest Zon in you, you're just unbeatable. You're unstoppable. And I just love that where he says Zon is a citizen of all universes, and because we create our own universe. How would a citizen of Earth recognize Zon? And that's you know what Karen was talking about. We have to remove ourselves from all of the things that occupy us. That they make no sense. I mean, you're going to spend all that time in front of a TV, like she was saying, it's nothing but scrambling your mind. Then you're not being a value creator. You're just giving in to the AC world. And she's right about you can't, like, you know, you have to know what's going on in the world so you can protect yourself, of course, but you don't want to be like in the soap opera end of it all day long, and because that is not being a Zon or a God person. You have to be able to take control of your own self, and I just, you know, to me, to be that ultimate Zon, that is my goal. I want to be that. You know, I'll share with everyone. I shared it with Charlie on Monday. I don't know. He said, I'm the only one that's going to know it. But I even went and got license plates that say Z Power on it. Zon Power. Because I just want to be in that universe all the time. It's like, that is my goal, to be there 24/7. And it's a lot of work, because there are these illusions out there, like Karen was saying, there's no competition for us when we're us neo-thinkers. We know we have the power with this literature, and the more that we study this literature, like the study guide that Charlie has in place, the more that we put our nose in these books and really study them, not just read them, we become very valuable to ourselves and to society. And we're here to create. We're here to create on Earth and live here on Earth in that eternal prosperity, happiness, and romantic love. And if you want to add something, Karen, I don't want to take the whole hour.
Yeah. It says, I like the way it says, although you still walk among the phantoms in this anti-civilization, you have no connection with their illusions. You are divorced from their illusions as you would be divorced from the illusions of schizophrenics in an insane asylum. So you are in this world of the anti-civilization, but you're not really of it. You're kind of disconnected from it. You can walk among them, and actually, you know, as walking among them, you have these advantages, the leverage, because you know what's going on and you understand it. You know, I love the way he says it. Just as you would be divorced from the illusions of schizophrenics in an insane asylum, you can walk around and you know, an insane asylum. That's what they were a long time ago. But you can walk around in that atmosphere, but still not be part of, you know, or you know, interact with that atmosphere, and become part of it. You just you walk around in it, but you're not of it. As the way I like to put it.
I like the way you put it there. And it says, yeah, you see everyone as your kin. Dr. Wallace, this is our catalyst. Dr. Wallace always was pure love from the heart and pure honesty off the lips. Yet he identified the illusions, and he even said that he had mysticisms. And I believe that Dr. Wallace had very few, if he had any, mysticisms just from the literature he writes. But he even asked Zahn, how would you appear physically, mentally, and behaviorally? Easy for me to say, I can't even say the word right now. Among the phantoms of the AC. And I thought about that, and I go, well, how would I behave? And it's called taking responsibility. I think that's what I want to say. It's taking responsibility on what am I going to put in my mouth? What am I going to say? How am I going to treat myself? Am I going to treat myself like I'm a Zahn? Or am I going to give in to the AC? And it's all about how are you going to treat yourself in the health ways and feel good about yourself. And we've been programmed on this earth here, and I want to just say it that way, to eat things that we don't even know what's inside some of the stuff. We don't even know what the ingredients are sometimes. And we just have because they've made it so convenient for us just to grab things. So I believe in this neo-think society that we all have to take responsibility for our actions and how we treat ourselves. And I think that's part of becoming that Zahn. And then sharing it with each other so we can help each other grow. Like Karen was pointing out, the nonsense of the TVs that don't even make sense and what goes on in people's minds out there. I know here, when I go out driving, I see people on their cell phones. They're not even looking in front of them when they're walking. They don't even know if they're going to get hit by a car or not. We have to take responsibility for everything to become that Zahn, and have that Zahn power. So we can not just protect ourselves, but we can help protect others too. And that's what a Zahn is to me, is to be, not to have. And back to you, Karen.
Number 4.